Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Manoj Singh Rana with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says liberalizing policies for acquisition and production of geospatial data will provide huge impetus to digital India. Government to start administering COVID-19 vaccine to third prioritized group of people above 50 years of age from next month. Centre increases budget of Department of Science and Technology and Ministry of Earth Sciences by 30%. FASTag to become mandatory on national highways from midnight tonight. And in cricket, India set a victory target of 482 runs for England in second test in Chennai. Ravichandran Ashwin scores 106 runs. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these three simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki doori for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that liberalizing policies for acquisition and production of geospatial data will provide huge impetus to digital India. In his tweet message after the release of the new geospatial guidelines today, Mr. Modi termed it as a massive step towards realization of the vision of building an Atmanirbhar Bharat. The Prime Minister added that the reforms will unlock tremendous opportunities for the country's startups, private sector, public sector and research institutions to drive innovations and build scalable solutions. He asserted this will also generate employment and accelerate economic growth in the country. Science and Technology Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has said the new geospatial guidelines will act as a catalyst in achieving the Prime Minister's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat and the goal of a $5 trillion economy. Speaking to media after releasing the guidelines today, Dr. Vardhan said startups and mapping innovators will be trusted to self-certify, apply good judgment and be relied upon to demonstrate adherence to guidelines. He said this policy will enable Indian innovators to create substantial advances in mapping, ultimately making lives easier and empowering small businesses.
New guidelines, they are going to liberalize map making and democratize geospatial data sets, which is the crucial requirement for the geospatial industry. Surveying and mapping are vital in planning, development services and governance in all sectors. These new guidelines shall significantly benefit diverse sectors of the economy and enhance preparedness of the country for the emergency responses also.
The minister said maps and accurate geospatial data are crucial for national infrastructure projects such as linkages of rivers, creation of industrial corridors. Donor Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh said this is a historic decision to unshackle the geospatial sector by deregulating map making in the country. Dr. Singh said a map is recognized as an instrument for development rather than a tool for securing the country. He said after unlocking the space sector to the private sector recently, today's announcement heralds the unlocking of geomapping from restrictive use to wider use in the interest of nation building. Our correspondent reports, with the advent of publicly available geospatial services, a lot of geospatial data that used to be in restricted zone will be freely and commonly available.
The government will start administering COVID-19 vaccine to the third prioritized group of people above 50 years of age from next month. Interacting with media persons today regarding budgetary provision for the Union Health Ministry for 2021-22, Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan said there are 26 crore people in this category. He said the centre had launched the vaccination drive against COVID-19 from 16th of January by administering vaccine to healthcare workers and the second prioritized group of frontline workers from the 2nd of February. He informed that those who have taken the first dose of vaccine are being given the second dose from the 13th of this month. Dr. Harshvardhan said that currently around 18 vaccine candidates are in different stages of trials and will be rolled out in the future. The Health Minister also ruled out any deaths related to COVID-19 vaccination in the country. He mentioned that in the budget 2021-22, the government has allocated 35,000 crore rupees for COVID-19 vaccine.
आने वाले समय में हम अपने देश को निश्चित रूप से कोविड के संकट से सफलतापूर्वक बाहर निकालेंगे। इस बजट के माध्यम से इस भविष्य की नींव रखने की कोशिश की गई है। जहां इस प्रकार की त्रासदी कभी भी भारत में आए, किसी भी बीमारी के माध्यम से आए, किसी भी वायरस के माध्यम से आए, तो हम उसको इस समय के अनुभव का इस्तेमाल करते हुए और बेहतर ढंग से फेस करने के लिए फ्यूचर रेडी हों। यही इस बार के बजट का बहुत बड़ा संदेश है।
On the COVID-19 situation, Dr. Harshvardhan said no new cases have been reported in 188 districts of the country in the last 7 days, in 76 districts in the last 28 days. He, however, stressed that it is crucial that people continue to follow COVID-appropriate behavior along with real vaccine. He said COVID-19 has strengthened India's health potential as the country turned a crisis into an opportunity. The Union Health Ministry has said that the number of beneficiaries who have been vaccinated against COVID-19 has gone up to 85,16,385 since the launch of the countrywide COVID-19 vaccination program on the 16th of January. Addressing the media in New Delhi, Joint Secretary in the Health Ministry, Dr. Mandeep Bhandari said that out of them 61,54,894 are healthcare workers and 23,61,491 are frontline workers. He said so far 97,732 healthcare workers have been given the second dose of vaccine. Dr. Bhandari also informed that till 6 p.m. today, 2,31,476 beneficiaries were vaccinated through the vaccination sessions organized in all states and union territories. He said no case of serious or severe adverse event following immunization or AEFI is attributable to vaccination till date. Meanwhile, the country's COVID-19 recovery rate reached 97.29% with a total recovery of more than 9,000 patients in the last 24 hours. Talking exclusively to AIR News, Niti Aayog member Health and the chairman of the National Expert Group on Vaccine Administration of COVID-19, Dr. V.K. Paul said that the second dose is necessary to complete the process.
दूसरी डोज लगने से वैक्सीनेशन का प्रोग्राम कंप्लीट हो जाता है। पहली डोज से इम्यूनिटी बननी शुरू होती है और दूसरी डोज से बूस्ट मिल जाता है और एंटीबॉडी जो रिस्पॉन्स है या बाकी टी सेल की जो रिस्पॉन्सेज हैं वो एक ही अलग डायमेंशन पे अलग ऑर्बिट में पूरा फायदा एंटीबॉडी के तौर पे मिल जाता है। 14 दिन दूसरी डोज के लगने के बाद ही आपको लेके चलना चाहिए कि अब आप में वो गुण आ गए हैं जो कि इस इन्फेक्शन से आपको प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं।
Dr. Neerja Bhatla, Professor Gynecology, AIIMS New Delhi, said that cancer patients who are taking chemotherapy could be exempted from taking COVID-19 jabs.
सर्जरी होने वाली है उसके लिए हमें वैक्सीन लगवाने की जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं है कि वैक्सीन के बिना सर्जरी नहीं होना है। बाकी वैक्सीन वैसे जब टर्न वाइज आए ऑप्शन तो लगवा लेना चाहिए और कैंसर पेशेंट्स को भी उसमें लगवाने में कोई मनाही नहीं है बल्कि दे आर अ हाई रिस्क ग्रुप। लेकिन हाँ, कीमोथेरेपी के दौरान अगर किसी का प्लेटलेट काउंट कम हो गया है या इस प्रकार से कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो डेफिनेटली उस समय तो नहीं लगवाना है, वो डॉक्टर से सलाह करके ही लगवाना है।
In Odisha, the timeline for the first dose mop-up vaccination for remaining healthcare workers in the state has been extended till the 25th of February. According to information, the state has achieved 85% vaccination coverage in the first phase till Saturday last. More from our correspondent.
This is the second time that the timeline for the first phase of vaccination has been extended. Earlier, it was targeted to vaccinate all the registered healthcare workers by the 10th of February. However, the deadline was initially extended to 13th February and now till the 25th of this month to achieve 100% inoculation target of the first phase. Meanwhile, the second source of COVID vaccines are being administered to healthcare workers with effect from today. Girish Chandra Das, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
In the Union Territory of Puducherry, as many as 5,953 persons were given COVID-19 vaccine till date, which includes 5,644 healthcare workers given vaccination in 17 days and 309 frontline workers in 6 days. More from our Puducherry correspondent.
Of the 1,400 swab tests taken, 20 tested positive for the virus. 16 new cases were reported in Puducherry and 2 each in Karaikal and Mahe. Yanam region remained COVID-free for the last 5 days. 41 persons were discharged from hospitals. Presently, 111 persons are treated in the hospitals and another 125 positive cases are under home isolation with a total of 236 active cases. So far, 39,468 persons were infected by the virus, of which 38,574 were treated and discharged and 658 died, leaving 236 active cases here. The case fatality rate in the Union Territory is 1.67% and the recovery rate 97.73%. Chandramohan, Air News, Puducherry.
The News Services Division of All India Radio and its bilingual live phone-in program tonight will bring you a special discussion on COVID-19. Dr. A.K. Varshney from RML Hospital will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the expert on toll-free telephone number 1-800-115767. Repeat, 1-800-115767. One can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444. Repeat, 011-2331-4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.com and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You can also follow us on the News on AIR app for updates. In Uttarakhand, search and rescue operation for the 25 to 35 people feared trapped inside the tunnel is still going on. Till date, 54 bodies have been recovered and around 150 people are missing even after 8 days since the flash flood hit Raini village and Tapovan NTPC project in Chamoli district. 16 bodies have been recovered in the last 36 hours from the Raini and Tapovan area of Chamoli district. 9 bodies have been recovered so far from the tunnel at the Tapovan and 7 from Raini village. To know more about the current development, let's go live to our correspondent Sushil Chandra Tiwari, who is at Ground Zero, Tapovan Tunnel in Chamoli. Sushil, what updates do you have on the measures now being undertaken in the search and rescue operation?
Well, Valsa, rescue agencies are very close to the end of the NTPC tunnel, which is around 180 meters long. And there is a T-point where the tunnel breaks into 2 parts. So far, rescue teams have reached till 150 meters in the tunnel. And the mucking continued throughout the day. Today also, agencies are hopeful that they will reach to the end of the tunnel very soon, and then they will be able to get an idea about those who are trapped there since 7th February. Let me tell you one more thing, that the big concern is the weather, which has changed completely now. It rained at different intervals in Joshimath and drizzled in Tapovan also, but the rescue operation continued throughout the day without any break. Met Department has predicted light rain and snowfall at higher regions tomorrow also, so it will be a big challenge. Talking about the lake in the upper area of Raini village, the commissioner of the Garhwal told us that there is no need to worry because water is flowing from there continuously, and teams of SDRF are also deployed at different intervals so that in case of any emergency they can raise the alarm. Valsa?
Right. Thanks, Sushil, for that update.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that good infrastructure is required to attract investment in Assam, and the centre is committed to the connectivity in the entire northeast, including Assam. Talking to newspersons in Guwahati today, he said that India and Japan are collaborating to enhance skill development, business and investment in a robust manner. The minister said that the visit of the Japanese ambassador Satoshi Suzuki to Assam reflects how the Indo-Japan partnership can make a difference in India and more specifically towards the development of Assam. Speaking on this occasion, the Japanese ambassador said both the countries are collaborating for the development of Northeast Zone with special focus on Assam. He further said the development of the Northeast region is indispensable for India to become a 5 trillion economy. You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says liberalizing policies for acquisition and production of geospatial data will provide huge impetus to Digital India. Government to start administering COVID-19 vaccine to third prioritized group of people above 50 years of age from next month. Centre increases budget of Department of Science and Technology and Ministry of Earth Sciences by 30%. FASTag to become mandatory for national highways from midnight tonight. And in cricket, India set a victory target of 482 runs for England in the second test in Chennai. Ravichandran Ashwin scores 106 runs. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो खुद से वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back to the evening news. The Union Government has increased the budget for the Department of Science and Technology and Ministry of Earth Sciences by 30% as compared to the revised estimate of 2020-21. An allocation of 16,695 crore rupees has been given for the two ministries, which will add thrust to India's remarkable accelerated growth in the fields of science and technology. Briefing media in New Delhi, Science and Technology Minister Dr. Harshvardhan said over 50,000 crore rupees have been allocated for the National Research Foundation. He added that a deep ocean mission will be launched with a budget outlay of over 4,000 crore rupees. For better synergies among research and development institutions, umbrella structures will be set up in 9 cities. The minister informed that National Research Foundation NRF will be an independent society and it will build on existing national strengths in research and innovation. It will fill gaps in the current research and education ecosystem to augment India's research and innovation achievements. Dr. Harshvardhan said the NRF will fund research proposals from across the academic, research and innovation landscape to promote outstanding research in applied, pure and social sciences. The government is emphasizing to create a robust educational infrastructure in the country through the National Education Policy and increased budgetary allocation. In the budget 2021, fund allocations to several educational schemes have increased substantially to boost the education sector. Speaking exclusively to AIR News, Professor Amrendra Behera of NCERT said National Education Policy and Budget 2021 have given utmost importance to training of teachers, which will play an instrumental role in improving the quality of education.
The National Education Policy and the current budget allocation have given a lot of importance to the continuous professional development of teachers. And in India, if we consider the school education sector, there are nearly 90 lakh teachers. So it is a welcome step that the Government of India has allocated a large number of amount for continuous professional development of school teachers in India.
Mr. Behera also said the government has stressed on the need to create a national digital infrastructure in the country through various initiatives like PM eVidya, Diksha and Swayam Prabha platforms.
Taking all steps to develop more and more digital contents on curriculum and the textbooks and syllabus from classes 1 to 12 and disseminate it through Swayam and 12 Vidya TV channels. And also as a part of coherent access under these digital platforms, content available on Diksha simultaneously made available through PM Vidya TV channel and FM radio and community radio stations.
The Ministry of Finance has released the 16th weekly installment of 5,000 crore rupees to the states today to meet the GST compensation shortfall. Out of this, an amount of around 4,597 crore rupees has been released to 23 states, while an amount of over 402 crore rupees to the 3 union territories, Delhi, Jammu and Kashmir and Puducherry, who are members of the GST Council. The Ministry of Finance in a statement said that the remaining 5 states, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland and Sikkim, do not have a gap in revenue on account of GST implementation. It said till now 86% of the total estimated GST compensation shortfall has been released to the states and UTs. Out of this, an amount of nearly 86,730 crore rupees has been released to the states, an amount of around 8,270 crore rupees released to these 3 UTs. All lanes in the fee plazas on national highways will be declared as FASTag lane from midnight tonight. As per NH Fee Rules 2008, any vehicle not fitted with FASTag, a vehicle without valid functional FASTag entering into the FASTag lane of the fee plaza will have to pay a fee equivalent to 2 times of the fee applicable to that category. Speaking to AIR News Secretary, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, Giridhar Aramane said that the FASTags will prove to be beneficial both to the passengers as well as to the toll management authorities.
FASTag will ensure that non-stop movement will happen at all toll plazas and there will be cashless payment. There will be very limited traffic congestion. In fact, traffic congestion will be totally eliminated. The commute time will go down. The consumers will get the toll statements, the money they have paid at all the toll stations in an electronic fashion whenever they request. And there will be lower operating costs for the toll operators, which will again transform into less cost for government and to the public.
Our correspondent reports that FASTag is an RFID tag which is linked with a payment instrument and can be easily affixed on the windscreen of any vehicle. The RFID reader fixed at the toll plaza reads the FASTag and automatically deducts the toll fare from the linked amount or prepaid wallet whenever the vehicle crosses the plaza. More in this report.
FASTag technology will change the way the country moves on its highways. Not only will it increase speed by significant reduction in wait time at the toll plazas, but will also facilitate swift payment mechanism. The technology will help save significant amount of revenue loss to the toll management authorities by introducing a digital tab into the movement of vehicles at toll gates. This will also help in alleviating chances of human error and will ensure seamless movement to both passenger and freight vehicles. The Road Transport Ministry has also said that it will help the commuters save money by reducing the fuel consumption wasted at these toll plazas. It said this will also reduce significant amount of emission of air polluting gases from these vehicles during the wait time. A helpline number 1033 for grievance redressal of consumers has been put in place. Toll-free customer care number of issuer banks have also been put in place. Anand Chaturvedi, AIR News, Delhi.
The BSE Sensex today ended with gains of more than 1% to hit a fresh record high. The Sensex closed above the 52,000 mark for the first time, while the NSE Nifty settled above the 15,300 level. Domestic as well as foreign investors' confidence in the Indian equity have boosted both key stocks to around double in the last 11 months. On the 25th of March 2020, the Sensex was at 25,984, while the Nifty was at 7,610 amid spread of coronavirus pandemic. The Sensex and the Nifty both logged 100% jump from the 25th March level as better performance of the country in arresting the pandemic and the strong fundamentals of the economy have attracted investments in a big way. A report from the business world.
The BSE Sensex today climbed 610 points or 1.18% to 52,154 and the NSE Nifty added 151 points or 1% to finish at 15,315. The broader market at BSE also gained. The BSE Mid-Cap Index was up 1.4%, while the BSE Small-Cap Index appreciated 0.37%. In the Sensex pack, shares of 19 companies climbed while 11 logged losses. In sectoral indices, 12 out of 19 sectors climbed. In the global equity market, share prices worldwide advanced to record highs as successful coronavirus vaccine rollouts globally raised hopes of a rapid economic recovery amid hopes of a new US fiscal package. Anubha Rohadki for AIR News.
Delhi police today said that 21-year-old activist Disha Ravi and 2 other wanted activists had created toolkit and shared it with others for editing. Briefing media in New Delhi, Joint Commissioner of Police Cyber Cell Premnath said Disha Ravi, along with Nikita Jacob and Shantanu, created a toolkit and sent it to others. He said a woman named Puneet, who is based in Canada, connected these people to the Pro-Khalistani Poetic Justice Foundation. The police official said on the 11th of January, Nikita and Shantanu attended a Zoom meeting organized by Poetic Justice Foundation in which modalities were chalked out.
11 जनवरी 2021 को पास वाई इंडिया कैंपेनर्स पोएटिक जस्टिस फाउंडेशन ने एक जूम मीटिंग का आयोजन किया जिसको निकिता, शांतनु, एमओ धालीवाल व अन्य व्यक्तियों ने अटेंड किया। इस मीटिंग के दौरान निर्णय लिया गया कि इस कैंपेन को विश्व स्तर पे फैलाया जाए और धालीवाल का मकसद इस मुद्दे को बड़ा बनाना और किसानों के बीच असंतोष व गलत जानकारी फैलाना था।
A police team reached Mumbai and conducted searches at Nikita Jacob's residence on the 11th of this month. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lay the foundation stone of Maharaja Suheldev Memorial and Development Work of Chittora Lake in Bahraich, Uttar Pradesh at 11 a.m. tomorrow through video conferencing. The event marks the birth anniversary of Maharaja Suheldev. UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath will also be present on the occasion. The Ema market of Imphal, which is run exclusively by women and well known across the globe, reopened today. The markets had remained closed till date since the 21st of March last year as precautionary measures amid the outbreak of the pandemic. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh graced the function on reopening of Ema market and announced that women vendors of the market would be exempted from vendor license fee for the year. The government took the decision considering the hardship faced by the women vendors during the COVID-19 pandemic as the markets remained closed for nearly a year.
In cricket, chasing the victory target of 482 runs set by India, England were 53 for the loss of 3 wickets at stumps on day 3 of the second test being played in Chennai. Dan Lawrence was batting on 19 and Joe Root on 2 runs when the stumps were drawn. The visitors need 429 more runs to win the match. Earlier, India scored 286 runs in the second innings. Ravichandran Ashwin was the highest scorer with 106 runs, while skipper Virat Kohli contributed 62 and Rohit Sharma added 26 runs. For the visitors, Moeen Ali and Jack Leach scalped 4 wickets each, while Ollie Stone bagged 1 wicket. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. National capital Delhi is likely to have a clear sky. The temperature will hover between 10 and 30 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature will be 20 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be 31 degrees. Srinagar will have a mainly clear sky. Temperature will hover between 0 and 17 degrees Celsius. Gilgit would have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The temperature will hover between -1 and 20 degrees Celsius.
The tribal painter Bhuri Bai of Madhya Pradesh was invited as the chief guest at the Foundation Day celebrations of Bharat Bhavan. The motivational thing is that when the construction of this building started, she used to work as a labourer. More from our Bhopal correspondent.
The journey of women tribal artists from labourer of Bharat Bhavan to chief guest on the occasion of Foundation Day of Bharat Bhavan is inspirational to many. When the construction of this building started, she used to work here as a labourer on a daily wage of 6 rupees. She never expected that she would become the chief guest in this Bharat Bhavan. Bhuri Bai, also awarded Padma Shri, is master of tribal painting art. On the Foundation Day of Bharat Bhavan, Bhuri Bai, while sharing her experiences, said that working as a labourer at Bharat Bhavan proved to be the turning point of her life. She said that it was here that she got a platform to refine her art and got new opportunities. Pooja P. Vardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today handed over a chadar that would be offered at the Ajmer Sharif Dargah on the 809th Urs of Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says liberalizing policies for acquisition and production of geospatial data will provide huge impetus to digital India. Government to start administering COVID-19 vaccine to third prioritized group of people above 50 years of age from next month. Centre increases budget of Department of Science and Technology and Ministry of Earth Sciences by 30%. FASTag to become mandatory on national highways from midnight tonight. And in cricket, India set a victory target of 482 for England in second test in Chennai. Ravichandran Ashwin scores 106 runs. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.